What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about SoundHound. I want to go over some of the current data points, their earnings, as well as in a couple days. So I want to give you an overview of what some analysts are currently expecting and everything else. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So right now it is up 22.17%. 213.56 million shares have been traded so far. 44.3 is the average. So big money is very much getting into SoundHound. And you can tell that based on this. So these are all the transactions that have occurred on the secondary market above $100,000. So some of which I'm sure is just swing trading. Some is long positions, but regardless, big money is very focused on SoundHound. And plus, on a side note, they do have their earnings coming up on Thursday after hours. So potentially that could really skyrocket this to the moon if they do potentially have something good in their works at least. And I normally don't actually use that phrase by any means, to the moon, because definitely doesn't happen all too often. But then again, with the fear and greed index currently at 76, you are seeing a lot more of these types of momentum plays causing just all-time highs. But when it comes down to what happened today, surprisingly it is up 22% with these 144s being submitted after hours yesterday. So this does break it down and shows the intention of a lot of the insiders and directors, officers, and this one right here is a 10% holder, just selling some of their positions. So this individual right here is selling 550,000 shares. This one is 1.3 million. This is 50,000 shares, and this one is 750,000 shares. So a lot of big money, or I guess insiders essentially, are selling. Normally that is a very big red flag, but clearly with AI just running the show right now in the broader market, I don't think anyone seems to care all that much. And of course, on a side note, this company is starting to be heavily shorted. So utilization is 86.4. It is on the threshold list. Right now, shorts are increasing 2.37 million shares. 14.45% of the free float is being shorted, and 30.43 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is 17.52%. So a lot of people are saying that if their upcoming earnings is a home run, then this will massively skyrocket thousands and thousands of percent. So that would be pretty cool to see. As far as what analysts are expecting for this upcoming earnings, you can kind of see right here, there's currently 5 analysts with a consensus of negative 6 cents per share and looking for the revenue. Surprisingly, there's a lot of high expectations for this quarterly earnings that is coming out, like I said, on Thursday, but there's 6 analysts with a consensus of $17.75 million. So who knows? Let me know your thoughts. Are you guys buying for potentially this upcoming earnings? Are you selling? What are you doing with SoundHound? Also, on a side note, in case you do not know what they do, you can always pause it and read through this, or just take a look at their website. I have vaguely touched on this company during my pre-market videos, but still, if you are interested in making a long-term investment, definitely take a look at their website a little bit closer. Aside from all of that fun jazz, let's look at options. $44 million in calls being purchased versus 6.86 million in puts. But sentiment-wise, 48% of all the options being done so far today are bearish. And of the call options that are being purchased though, and so of course March the 1st does incorporate their upcoming earnings, it is anticipated for it to be above $8, which would be another new 52-week all-time high for SoundHound. Looking at puts though, it is anticipated for it to be, looks like sub $5. So both extremes are being done today. So we'll just have to wait and see what does happen and where big money does want to take it. One thing that really did stimulate SoundHound to get where it did was it did have a amended 13G form that was submitted, as you can kind of see right here. So 13G, so that does signal that BlackRock had a substantial position in SoundHound. So that's kind of a good thing. As you can kind of see, this one right here is associated to Vanguard. So a lot of the bigger names in the market did enter into SoundHound. So once again, this definitely is a very, very interesting stock, especially considering there has been no real substantial operational updates to justify this. But then again, with AI running the show and everything else, I don't think it really, or anyone actually even cares. But if you are looking at trading this right now with it at 701, it is trading between this R2 and this R3. So $7.29 is going to be that next strong resistance that you'll want to watch for it to break above. Vice versa, $6.48 will be the next strong support that you'll want to watch for it to hold. But moving on though, looking on the technicals, it is currently outside percentile of the boiling band. So unless there's some justified reason for it to be there, typically it does trace in and back into kind of within this zone. So in my opinion, I'm not a financial advisor, of course, I don't really feel it's justified to be outside. So right now this market is weird, right? AI is just pushing everything higher. Fear and greed index is constantly just helping propel stocks higher. So yes, there is some attributing factors for it to be above and kind of stay here. But on second thought though, especially with a lot of those insiders selling, that is a tentative red flag. I feel like it does need to pull back in. Whether their earnings will propel it higher to maybe $10 or potentially plus, we'll just have to wait and see. But as you can kind of see on the stochastic, it is very much overbought. And then again, that's kind of the case with momentum plays. But looking at the momentum indicator shows number of retail investors are still getting in and in love with SoundHound. So what's your thoughts? Do you think it's going to reach $10 or retrace back to maybe $5, $4? Post earnings? So what's your thoughts on all that? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing I just wanted to share with you, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for an account with Moomoo and throw $100 at it. You get 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. That's a crazy deal. Take advantage of this while you can. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.